Awesome.
All right, well, I have given up trying to come up with clever intros here, so I'm just going to go read the news for a while. Nirali, Charley, Warren, and Thomas are going to help me decide what's worth reading. Their app is called The Briefing.
Hi, my name is Charley Shah. Along with my colleagues Charley, Thomas, and Warren, we create The Briefing, helping users become more conscious consumers of media. So it's a pretty interesting time in journalism right now. With news and social media available at our fingertips, it's really easy to read and share stories, but some stories can be misleading because they're created with sensationalist, dishonest, and sometimes completely fabricated information. So we decided to create a tool that helps users become more knowledgeable and conscious about the news that they're reading in order to form their own opinions. But you know what? Instead of just talking about it, let's have Thomas show you.
Thanks, Nirali. To use our site, first you find an article you want to analyze. Take the URL, you copy it, and you paste it into our search bar. After that, you'll get a dashboard filled with various visualizations of the analyses you run on your article. In the upper left, we have a bubble chart representing keywords. Each bubble is its own keyword, and its size corresponds to the relevance of that keyword to your chosen article. If you click on the Aggregate tab, you'll see all of the related articles keywords, as well as their average relevance. To the right of that chart, you see the overall sentiment analysis. This reflects not only the content of the article, but the writing style. If you click on the Aggregate tab for this chart, you'll see the average sentiment for all of the related articles. Beneath that, we have a more in-depth emotional analysis. The bars on the left correspond to the dominant emotions of your chosen article, while the bars on the right correspond to the dominant emotions of all related articles. These emotions can be a lot to understand as a user, so we added some tooltips to help better explain these variables. And I'll hand it off to Charley, who will walk us through some more of the functionality of the app.
Thanks, Tom. As you can see, the user has to copy and paste their link into our website. We realized this isn't always the most convenient option. We utilized feedback like this from the initial testing of our app and decided to implement a Chrome extension. This extension allows the user to move directly from an article they're interested in to our analysis. We persist this data using local storage, so the user can refresh the page without losing their data. On the right-hand side, you can see a collection of tweets related to the topic of the article, and you can move to the analysis of another article using the related section at the bottom. On our front page, you can download our Chrome extension, or if you don't have an article to start from, you can view today's briefing, which is an aggregate analysis of today's headlining stories. This is a map populated by the relative number of trending articles in each state. We have other data visualizations available so the user can view them and gain a better sense for the state of today's news. You can move directly to a headlining story or to its analysis at the bottom. This information is updated daily, so be sure to check back tomorrow. And now to Warren.
Thanks, Charley. Under the hood, we have a lot going on. When you input a URL into our site or our Chrome extension, our custom-built web scraping application extracts information from that article, including its headline and title. Headline and text. This information is then fed into Watson for analysis. Watson then returns to us a series of keywords, which are then fed into News API, giving us back related articles on that same topic. Those articles are then extracted for information again and sent back to Watson for analysis. All this data is ultimately stored in our database, Google's Firestore. Then on the front end, we use React Redux to grab the information that we need, and we utilize D3 for the data visualization you saw earlier. Along the way, we overcame a number of technical challenges. One major challenge that we encountered was visualizing our data using Victory.js in D3 while managing its interactions with React, one of the core technologies in our application. We also overcame issues in asynchronicity as we managed the timing of our web scraping application and analysis from Watson, data visualization, and data storage.
As you see, the Briefings dashboard is a comparative analysis tool built to help you make more informed decisions about the news that you read. We had a great time putting it together and believe that there's a real application for it in today's news. Check us out at thebriefing.news, and thank you for your time.
All right, if you'd like to vote for the briefing, like the post, like that pinned comment.
Yeah, I was happy to see a web scraping based project. I think it's it's the cool thing that's not that cool anymore in the face of so many other cool things.
Cool thing.
And so it's something that's definitely not it's definitely non-trivial, and like, you know, as you do it at scale, there's a lot of interesting problems you have to solve just to get the right data out of a bunch of text from the page. And so you know, I'm glad to see that they solved all those problems.
And I've always loved like the social awareness of our students in terms of looking at problems and then seeing technological solutions for them. And I think that, you know, issues with news comprehension is something that, you know, is in the conversation right now. And I like that. I like the approach that the first step is giving people more informed about what they're reading and give them power tools. So I thought they're really smart about the Chrome extension, getting it there, and very nice data visualization. I know that, you know, Watson is doing some part of it, but also making that data accessible is important. So
yeah. Great job.